TV, television bangonde ten. Golle Fulbe TV, la take golle modude. Yogiten Fulbe TV, television bangonde ten. Sayamin Fulbe TV, warikam amta waldemen. Fulbe TV warito men. Fulbe TV tikka mangam hanga hauta hore men. Fulbe TV warito.
All right, good morning everyone. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen of the press. We thank you for coming to this emergency press conference convened by the Minister of Information, Media and Broadcasting Services to discuss the security situation in the country and to give updates. In particular, we observed recently a slight surge in fatal stabbings in the urban areas. We welcome our guest today, the Inspector General of Police, IGP Toure, to come and update the public together with his public relations officer. As a government, we pride ourselves in constantly communicating with the public to ensure that we assure the public of whatever we are doing, and also that the public is up to date as what government is doing about certain critical issues facing the country. My role here is not to answer questions. My role is to moderate, so therefore I won't say that much. All I can say is welcome you all to this emergency press conference, and I would like to, at this point, invite the IG of Police to come and give a brief statement. After that, he'll answer questions from the media. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everybody. For those of you who might not know me by name, my name is Aside Mukhtar Toure. I am the current Inspector General of Police. I have been tasked by the two Honorable Ministers of Information and my own Minister, the Minister of Interior, to come here today to share with the Gambian people, residents of the Gambia, on the recent happenings as relates to alleged murder cases in the country, more especially in the urban areas, as earlier mentioned by the Honorable Minister. I'll make a brief statement which will indicate the statistics of the murders, where they occur, the victims, the alleged suspects that are all in our custody. And thereafter we can invite questions and answers. Thank you. Without further ado, the Honorable Minister for Information, Media and Broadcasting, I'm not too sure whether I'm saying it correctly, Dr. Ismail Assise, distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, members of the press corps, print, broadcasting, and electronic media, protocols are duly and respectfully observed. Good afternoon to you all. We are gathered here today to give account of the security situation in view of the unfortunate alleged murders recently recorded. We acknowledge the irreparable loss of valuable lives and commiserate with the affected families. We pray that Almighty Allah grant eternal repose to the deceased and give their loved ones the fortitude to bear the loss. We know this news cannot bring back the dead, but we hope it will console their families to note that all alleged murderers are arrested and will be arraigned in a court of law to answer for the alleged offenses. It is a sad moment for all of us, especially the bereaved families, but we cannot hide from the facts. The Gambia Police Force are doing everything humanly possible to police the streets, but in as much as we would love to, it is just not possible for us to be everywhere at every given time. The alleged murders of Mr. Yunus Ambai at Fajara, Mr. Sar at Wellingara, David Biai, otherwise known as Dauda, Fajikunda at St. Charles Luanga Church, by them of Manjai Kunda, and as recent as 48 hours ago, Mr. Ibrahim Manjai of Latikunda, German. These are all regrettable deaths that could have been prevented if the owners of the premises took necessary precautionary measures. We try to deploy strategically in order to respond to calls for assistance in a timely manner. During the day, police officers conduct beat patrols on foot to interact with the community members and deter criminals. At night and during weekends, joint patrols are conducted countrywide to protect lives and properties. Our patrols are not wild goose chases. Cognizant of the resource constraints, we use crime data to inform our deployments. To illustrate this, we conducted 16x4 joint patrols in KM and WCR from the 5th to 28th June 2026. Our personnel combed the streets of the two most densely populated administrative regions, and we were able to prevent crimes as well as arrest offenders. In this short window, 615 arrests were made, and several cases are currently before the courts. Mentioned earlier, because we cannot be everywhere, we encourage the general public to share credible and timely information with the police to respond to criminal activities. Through community policing initiatives, we are engaging with the public and schools to share crime prevention tips and better understand your security needs to help us plan better for the future. We need your help to make Gambia a safer place for all law-abiding citizens and residents. However, moving forward, it is a huge challenge for us to prevent domestic crime, such as stabbings in bars, motels, restaurants, nightclubs, and sometimes even in private premises or homes. We strongly recommend to owners of such businesses to screen patrons for weapons before entry and employ security guards to prevent fights that lead to preventable deaths. I'm sure you will agree with me that all bars or restaurants that are operating, especially within this vicinity where we are, the police don't have all the wherewithal to be deployed to each of all these places. We will take this opportunity to allay the fears of the public and to reassure that the Gambia Police Force, in partnership with other security services and the judiciary, are committed to protect you from criminal elements. We will spare no effort to prevent crime. Where prevention is impossible, we will detect, we will apprehend, and duly prosecute offenders in accordance with the relevant laws. Let me reiterate that crime is decreasing in the Gambia. This is confirmed by the first quarter report of 2026 statistics, wherein we realized a 7.29% reduction in crime rate as compared to first quarter of 2025. You may wish to verify this. We have empirical evidence to substantiate what we are saying. Furthermore, we are consistently ranked among the most peaceful countries in the world by the Global Peace Index. Globally, the Gambia is ranked 56. In Africa, we are the fourth most peaceful, and in West Africa, we top the list. You can check this in the internet. It's there for all and sundry to verify and make confirmation for yourself. I want to take this opportunity to thank all of you, and I am more than ready and willing to accept questions and probably provide answers. Thank you very much for your kind attention.
Okay, thank you so much, IGP. My name is Edward Francis Nalia from Askambi Media. You have mentioned that people should share credible and timely criminal activities to at least inform the police. But we have seen people taking the law into their own hands. Most especially some of the members of the public will say that sometimes when they go to the police to report cases, it takes time for the police to respond. Some police officers will say that they lack transport, or the car they are having has broken down, or lack of fuel. So some of these things has resulted to some people taking the law into their own hands. Do you think the people are losing confidence in the police enforcing the law because of these tendencies? Thank you.
Thank you very much. It's a good question. I consider it. I will tend to disagree with you on one area. When you say police stations, mobility of vehicles, it is being said that they don't have fuel. And if you want to confirm or ascertain what I am coming to say, you can join me in my car. We go to headquarters and I will show you the log sheet of the fuel allocation allocated to each police vehicle throughout the length and breadth of this country. We don't have the resources to deploy a vehicle in every police station in this country, even though plans are in the offing, and we are highly optimistic that in the next coming months, the police will have a large fleet of vehicles. This will go likely to ameliorate the mobility challenges that we are faced with. But to make confirmation of what I'm saying, every commissioner within the ranks of Gambia Police Force receive $15,000 fuel coupon every month from the police headquarters. This is different from other vehicles that are deployed within their area of responsibility, like in the case of KM or West Coast. The number of vehicles that we have at West Coast is 9 police vehicles, from Simano all the way to Gunju. Each of those vehicles, excluding that of the regional commissioner, have their own fuel allocation. So I will seriously doubt if my colleagues, that is, if what you are telling me is actually what is the reality, that police station vehicles don't have fuel. If they say at certain stations there is no vehicle, I will agree. Like I earlier mentioned, we don't have the resources to deploy everywhere. But what we normally do is the strategic nature of that station, and this depends on the number of cases that are reported there. This is usually what informs our deployment in terms of resources, more especially mobility. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. My name is Dauda Balde, a reporter at the FAT Network. First, I would like to acknowledge the efforts of the Gambia Police Force for sacrificing, putting their lives on the line to ensure the safety of every person in this country. It's well recognized. But I would like to ask this question. How will the police convince the ordinary Gambians that the crime rate is reducing in this country when issues like murder are hitting headlines on a daily basis? And the other thing also, I would like you to share us data as to how many police officers have been severely injured in terms of addressing crimes like violence. Because yesterday we saw when the suspect was arrested at Latrikunda police post, some people stormed the police. I want to know, give us data if there is any, as to how many police officers suffer severe injuries in terms of in lines of that duty. Thank you.
Thank you. The data on numbers in relation to police officers that are injured in line of our duty, I'm sorry I cannot provide that one for you now. But we have an office responsible, we call it the welfare office. They have that statistics. Even sick police officers that are bedridden, we have a list of them, and periodically we send our welfare officers together with the head of the police medical unit, Dr. Abdullah Seka, to go and visit them. We are also providing support financially, sometimes their medical bill even out of the country. But the issue about the injured police officers, I am not in a position to give you that information now because I don't have the credible one. But as soon as I get to the office, you can share your number, Aisha will call you and give you the statistics. What was your first question?
How will the police convince the ordinary Gambians that the crime rate is reducing when issues like murder are hitting headlines on a daily basis?
Okay. We have our daily, our weekly, and monthly reports. That is coming all over the country, all police stations and police posts. This is what informs our statistics unit to prepare these reports. And if you want also to have empirical evidence of this, join me today, tomorrow, we can share this information with you. But let's face the reality here, with due respect to the departed souls. Because as Muslims and Christians, we've all been taught by our various faiths to be respectful to the dead, isn't it? Now, where does those murders occur? How do they occur? What were the premises or places where they occur? What must have been the reason or reasons of that altercation? I will leave that question with you. I want to be respectful. Okay? Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Jacqueline Gori. I work for QTV. So have the police and the government done any underlying analysis on what causes these murders on a daily basis? Is it gang-related? Is it drug abuse or unemployment? Because usually before you take suspects to court, you do make investigations. So we want to know of any analysis that is causing these murders.
Well, the analysis that we have, in our own view, it's mainly domestic by nature. When two people fight, like the recent one, day before yesterday, 48 hours ago, it was at a mechanic garage, isn't it? From what we gathered, the information we got. Somebody brought his car for the mechanic to fix. He was unable to do it in that morning, and then the guy came back. And there was just this exchange of words between them. But when coming, he was having a cutlass, he was having a knife, and another form of weapon in his car. And then just all of a sudden, pull out this knife and stab him. At that point in time, it was at a mechanic garage. Do you expect police officers to be deployed at mechanic garage to prevent crime? I want to believe the answer should be a resounding no. We cannot do this. We don't even have the resources, both human and material resources, to do this. All right? Where did the next one happen? At St. Charles Luanga Church. At the hall. Sorry, I'm sorry you're a Christian. Right? Sorry, no offense here. I have very good Christian friends. At the hall. It was a party. Youths. 5 a.m. in the night. Usually, when there are programs and they suspect that they may have problems in terms of crowd control, they will write to the police and we will deploy. But that responsibility, even when you look at it from a critical vantage point, it's not supposed to be the work of the police. But usually they have problem in controlling ticketing at the gate. This is where we will deploy. But that deployment even does not necessarily have to be, even though they can have multiple responsibilities as a police officer. Now this thing happened around 5 a.m. in the morning. 5 a.m. in the morning. That was when it happened. We were not there. And you don't expect us to be at the church or the church hall when there was a party there. How many times do they have party in that hall? How many other times at Semegajane Hall? How many other times at the Father Farrell Hall, in Carnegie? That is difficult for us. And we cannot give that assurances that anytime there is program, the police will deploy there to prevent or deter crime. That will be my answer for you.
May tudd Alassane Ba jógee Toral Santine sama laajte bi mooy keroog dafa am ay xale yoo xamante ni mu ngi xoon pour benn xale dafa dogal benn audio saaga ci groupe boobu noonu ñu fa nekkee mu ne leen ne su leen neexee ngeen ñëw indi ay paaga ñu daje ba pare xeex ndooyi tamit ñoom tamit ñu jógee foofu noonu war a dem daje ak ñoom ngir ñu xeex waaye loolu yàlla def ay mag ñëw aate leen léegi yéen nag lan ngeen mën a def loo xamante ni tey dangeen a am waxtaan ak xale yi ngir loo xamante ni ñu ngi koy def ñoom ñu mën ko fay because lii bokk na ci mbiri drug bi because xale yu ndaw da ngay gis xale yu ndaw ñoo xamante ni ay matuñ sax 15 years ñu ngi use drug te loolu xale su usee drug fu mu jëm rek mooy lu mooy xalaat pour def rek mooy xam soo loolu naka ngeen mën a def yéen autorité si ngeen liggéey ci fànn boobu noonu ci xale yi.
jërëjëf si sa laajte bi foo naa wax nga ne audio bi daf ko defar mu yónnee ko si groupe bi léegi groupe boobu noonu du fekkee amul benn police officer bu fa nekk naka la ñu mun a xamee loolu fanaa kenn si groupe bi bu mu ko déggee moo war a jël audio bi mu yónnee ñu ko ñun Burfoot there is a deployment of anti-crime there Tanje am na police post Tujereng am na Brusubi am na TDA fii Sénégal bi lii yëpp fi ñoo wax ni is less than 15 kilometers radius distance fu ñu ko mun di report rek dinañ fa mënoon a dem pour mun a saafara mbir mu mënoon léegi bi nga waxee ne am na xale yu nga xam ne fukki at ak juróom lañ am ñu ngi jëfoo drogue ñu ngi def lu nga xam ne ay naka su dul noonu la léegi nañ laajte suñ boppa xale yooyu noonu fan lañ jóge ci si kër yi lañ jóge ëppa doole bi yow si kër lañ jóge kër yooyu noonu am nañ ay kilifa loolu yëpp warut a mun a nekk liggéeyu police ñun ñëpp am nañ that responsibility man am naa ay doom yu mag grown up children waaye ñooñu noonu xëj na ci kattani yàlla dugaanguñ ci façon yooyu noonu yëpp dafa des ci yarin bi rek te ñuy waxal xale yi parce que li ñoo xooyee youthful exuberance tamit boobu tam am na de peer group pressure tamit am na nga gis kii sa morom la mu ngee def lii mu ngee def lii yow tamit noonu loolu mu ñee la nga dugal si mu am ki nga xam ne sax moo la si dugal loolu noonu yëpp nekk na lu nga xam ne ñun bugguñ ko si dëkk bi waaye liggéey boobu noonu dafa war a nekk ñun ñëpp kenn ku nekk yi noonu am nga role and responsibility li nga war a mun a def yi noonu pour aar façon problème yooyu noonu mooy nekk suma tontu if that's satisfied I think it's still on the floor.
xam nga am na séeréer yoo xamante ni dañ fiya comme yar seen doom ci yeneen yar yi parce que dañ ragal ne am na noo xamante ni suñ leen ko defee comme ñoom xale yi si leen boppa dinañ leen reporté suñ leen reporté parents yi la ñoo te bàyyi xale yi so beneen bi mooy ci mbiru groupe léegi man lu may laajte comme laaj naka ngeen mën a def toog ak xale yi di waxtaan ak ñoom ci mbir boobu noonu ngir ñoom si seen boppa ñu xam ne soo usee lii mooy result bi nga ciy amee understand bi ñoom si seen boppa ñu mën koo bàyyi.
baax na jërëjëf ci second laajte bi waaye xam nga ndax danga dee follow police seen Facebook page bi du fekkee yaa ngi ko follow fu naa sa tontu bi mu ngi fa bu yàggut ni last week la ngay jeexal suñ community policing caravane bi dooree ko Bara fii dem ba Boli Banna ñëwee noonu ba ci Kombo bi fii amul community bu ngay demut cover nañ almost all major schools in this country muy middle school muy senior secondary school sometimes even kindergartens te loolu noonu yëpp lii la fa gaay dee discuss te ñun di feedback du ñoo am is very promising ëppa doole bi yëpp especially si day gi gaay ñoo déglu even attendance bi sax school teachers yi headmasters yi they all receive us with open arms so for now loolu noonu it has really yielded dividend waaw dem na ci yoon bu bëri yi pour mun a saafaral mbir moomu noonu yaakaar nañ ne tamit as we move into the year loolu dina nekk li nga xam ne dina wàññi yëfi crime especially si affaire yi xale yi.
Good afternoon, Dr. IGP. Thank you for that deliberation. My question is...
What's your name, Madam?
My name is Yaya Sedi from Voice Out Digital, also known as VOD. Recently, we have seen significant improvement in courts regarding murder cases. There have been a lot of cases that have been won by the state. Likewise, we have seen cases that the state lose due to lack of proper investigation from the beginning of the case. So you have mentioned some cases here, the likes of Yunus Ambai and the recent murder cases. Are we foreseeing the police doing proper investigation in order not to lose these cases before the court?
Thank you. Investigation is usually very expanded at the beginning, but as you go into it, it's narrowed down. When we usually finish our investigation, we send it to the country's legal office, and that is the Office of the Solicitor General and the Legal Secretary. This is where they will dissect the investigation, come up with areas where they think there are gaps. Together with the recommendation from that office, sometimes they send it back to us for us to work on those gaps. And if it is done, we send it to them. That is when it is sent to the courts for prosecution. Anything that happens at the courts, the police has no control over this. That is wholly and entirely the prerogative of the courts. I'm not too sure whether you are following our national media, local media houses. Yesterday I read 2 young boys, and day before yesterday, there was a murder case in 2024 at Bufoot. The person was sentenced to death. Yesterday also I read in the local newspapers 2 young men on violent robbery committed last year around Tallinn in Farokono. They were sent to jail for a jail term of 20 years each. So the process may be a bit slow, but what is important here, at the end of the day, justice is served. All right? Thank you.
Thank you so much. I am Usman Serikan from GRPS. Based on your statement, you've spoken about the police conducting joint patrols, and then you've arrested in this June, arrested at least
615.
615. Do we know the nature of these crimes and how many of them are currently at court?
Thank you. The nature of the crime varies. If it is drug related, it is transferred to the drug law enforcement. If they are immigration offenses, it's given to the Gambia Immigration Department. Any of those crimes or offenses that are criminal in nature, the police handles them. I think when we finish, not to distract myself from what I'm doing now, the statistics is here. I can give it to you. I have it here in my folder. All right? Thank you.
Thank you very much. I am Sirif. Thank you very much. I am Sirif from Civil Press. You've made mention of that police cannot deploy their men to every corner, and most of the time these incidents where they happen also the places are very important. But now, as
sorry, excuse me. I did not say where these murders happen are very important.
No.
I did not say that.
No.
I just want to correct you.
Yes, sorry. The importance, that one, is slip of the tongue. You understand? So, but what I wanted to say was that the places where these murders happen, you understand? You've made mention of the places, and I added that the places are important also. So now, what I wanted to say as the Inspector General of Police, what do you think can be the solution to these problems, because they have been happening? That's one. My second question is also, you have a controversy outside there that people are saying most of these murder cases are foreigners. What do you say to that?
Thank you very much. Thank you. The measures that we have taken and continues to take to mitigate some of these preventable deaths is to continue our intelligence-led policing. Collection of crime-related areas, hotspots, and to ensure that the timely intelligence sharing is done. I mentioned in my statement that deployment are premised on the places that we consider as hotspots, so that we hit those areas and prevent criminals from perpetrating those criminal acts. That's one of it. 2, routine patrols, vigorous patrols. These are ongoing. The anti-crime unit, the police intervention unit, and supported by members of other security institutions in this country, notably the Gambia Armed Forces, the Gambia Immigration Department, Prison Services, Drug Law Enforcement, Fire and Rescue Services, the State Intelligence Services. They are all joining the police in support of having regular patrols on our streets, especially during the night. So those are some of the measures that we are taking to ensure that there is drastic reduction of crime and crime rate in the country. Thank you. Was there another question?
I also added that there's a controversy, people saying foreigners are the ones.
Okay, thank you. I remember now. When you look at the recent 5 murder cases, with the exception of 1, 2, the one that allegedly, we still use the word alleged because the person has not yet been convicted. The killer of our brother, Yunus Ambai, is confirmed to be a Guinean national. The killer of Mbaidem at Manjai Kunda is alleged to be also a Senegalese national. No, a Guinean. The victim is a Senegalese. Well, let's come to think of it. What led to that killing? Satellite disk? We are all renting in one compound. I want to watch football, you want to watch football. Where your disk is being hoisted is the same place where mine own. Now my images got blurred because apparently my disk has been shifted. When you go and check, you realize that it was this person who did this. As trivial as that can be, that was what led to that killing. And I'm still repeating myself. That was a compound that was under rent and they are all tenants. Do you expect the police to be deployed in that compound to prevent that crime? Yes, there is a police station very close, Manjai police station. Kotu was also there. Kololi was also there. It should have done on someone that let me go and report this matter. But it just happened like that. I am not trying to be defensive here, but if it is any incident that can be attributed to lack of police presence, lack of timely response from the police, I will be the first person to admit this and probably apologize to the whole nation for the shortcomings of Gambia Police Force. But I want all of us here to look at each of these, especially the recent last 5 murders. How did it happen? Where did it happen? What must have led to the incident? These are very critical questions that we need to ask ourselves. Thank you very much. Next question, please.
Assalamu alaikum. Good morning or good afternoon to everyone. My name is Liman Sow and I'm from Hilltop FM Radio. So basically my question will be centered around the death penalty. But with regards to the recurring killings or murders that we are witnessing in the Gambia here, are you not considering if in case the Interior Minister seeks advice from you or the Justice Minister, will you advise them for us to consider having the criminal code, which was enacted back in 1933, to be brought back into the laws? Because Criminal Offence Act 2025, since it was enacted, we have seen people repeatedly killing each other here in the Gambia, and many are saying around corners that we need to have the death penalty so that it can deter others from taking the lives of their fellow human beings. I understand that the criminal offence was brought in line with democracy, but I see countries who are more democratic than Gambia, they are still applying death sentence.
Thank you.
So
Thank you.
I want my answer in Wolof, please.
Well, let's say Wolof. But dina la way gis nga lolu non duma ci sori sa lolu non gis nga soy duga bañu office bu mag bobu non bi nga day gis ci sa ndey jor moy suñ National Assembly ñoy ñoo mëna régler lolu dégg.
Let me. No, waral ma ñew. Am nga the death penalty is still in our laws. As a moratorium. Death penalty génné wuñ ko dé. Mu ngi ci loi bi. Waye dañ né ndax am I wrong? As a moratorium. Boy mu ngi ci loi bi. But death penalty itself is not a deterrent. Research daf ko woné. There are states in the US that has death penalty. Crime rates are higher there today. Prison system is a money deterrent. Then build prison as a deterrent of crime. What a prison as an institution, but if I stop crime, people are still committing crime. Legi mota ñu am a new idea of legi tonko penitentiary. Comme munta stop crime. Because crime itself has a sociological explanation. I'm not going to ask you a question. Luta. Remember, most of these crime they are impulsive. Kirei, bu mo gëna kiram suba, xalaatu na dafa dem reye ji. Loolu moy difference manslaughter ak murder. moo da first degree mooy da nga ko plan am nga motif plan nga ko saytu nga kii naka laa ko reyee la mooy motif bi moon si nga ko plan moo tax soo seree sentence bi sax moo da moo de gën a high than manslaughter ko manslaughter planu loo ko dafa impulsif da nga génn sa kër maa ngeen liggéey waaye plan la pour dem rey nit nga dem sa liggéeykaay si fita garage bi nga xuloo ak ni nga jël paaka rek nga jam ko wala nga dóor ko dara mu dee boo plan loo ko léegi comme nu nga ko waxee te la mooy police to citizen ratio bi indi Gambia ñaata police officers moo am ñaata city 2.5 million ñaata police officers moo am pour ngeen stop it means every citizen nañ ko war a jox bodyguard kon loolu is impossible benn dëkk defu ko it's impossible so moo de wax nit ñi di wax ne dañu war a issuwaat death penalty is there it was here still people are killing remember bu mu fa nekkoon rey bi was even more under Jammeh bu mu fa nekkoon buñ teel a fàtte dafa baroon ba Jammeh isi opération lan bulldozer ba mu waat ne dafa dem rey nit ñi ñu nekka death row because rey baa ngi bari to set an example dafa dem death row mu rey inmates yi foofu noonu ba gars yi ñaan ko mu waat ne su ko defutee mu naan sàngara wala mu lekka mbaam ñu fi fàttewu yéen a xale ngeen ni mu leen a remember because of lu tax mu def loolu because rey mu ngi bari woon at that time mosuma ne wax ne Jammeh dafa war a ñëwaat rey bi ba Jammeh was there ñu mën a rey nit ñi comme ganaar state bi si boppam at that time mën a rey nit ñi sax si boppam bu njëkk la fàtte crime fu nekk la am there's no country in the world fu crime amul Gambia te demal nga saaj ngeen research it's one of the safest countries in the world violent crime fee is very less government ñun our priority is to make sure every Gambian citizen is safe moo tax we expend so much resources in the police and the army on domestic security but lu mu ko waxee every kër mënuñ faa am police every street mënut a am 10 police fa taxaw foog nga understand ko so pour answer that question moratorium moo fa nekk waaye death penalty is here léegi loolu noonu pour lift ko is a policy issue dinañ ko consider.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister. I think that response was very apt. Mr. Hilltop. Next question, please.
My name is Molian. I'm a freelancer here. So I have two questions. The first one is about, you did mention about crime rate being down compared to last quarter, if I hear you right. Can you please provide the statistics to just,
sure.
That would convince Gambians that what they're seeing on social media, that crime is going up just like around now, that is actually in terms of the numbers that is different.
Before you go to the second one, okay. I'm just going to answer you. It's 1 o'clock now. Let's meet at my office 2:30. I'll give it to you. Today.
The next one is about the community policing you mentioned. Can you tell us how that is going to help in reducing crime? The operation, how it's going to work to help reduce crime?
It's already working.
Thank you.
How? It's already working. And the way it is working,
Yes, go on.
I need his attention, that's why. He's busy doing something different. Yeah. The way it is working, the engagement with the schools, the engagement with the community, local authorities, most of them don't know even the basic things that constitute a crime. We are not only targeting schools, and we are not only talking about minor or petty crimes, even issues relating to early child marriage, issues relating to hate speech, issues relating to election violence. It was a combination of different sections of the police. It is not only the community policing. The PIU were there. The human rights and professional standards were there. The gender and child welfare office, were also there. So these are all teams, that team of supported by the Chinese embassy to go out on the outreach program. It was a caravan, like I mentioned. And from what we are seeing from the feedback, it's positive. It has yielded dividend. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Honorable IGP. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Mariam Kamara, working with Jungle Online TV. I think my question is more of a suggestion, but then I would want to speak in the local dialect in order for the public to hear properly. Ndela miro, kadu ya ita ndela ko komi nyindula to crime ol kake dalundo, amanke ko police ol betamna no dula bel before one day. ha namiro to fo sidi fani tiol te tafawla no pour ka ken sunyo kan soldarol anin dol ka je ko ye school or soto or something ni ala ko abe kelale momo idanta grade 9 de wara 12 je samba je ko mi momo mo yutti ni sa de kono rek inyanta tambila o school o to le janning ibe dunna kafo kono ngamiro be kala pulati mi ala ko abe ma ko le pour ni disolte because jama ngajele ka sira fengol male bari mol fana bukela kam faale control no wala problème on so mala ngato le mena mira ni ko
baraka ba nimbo commence les femmes la ko di so tenelo ngena ni ngam mo dandal le ka right now to recruit be train kan yendo mani PI if ana dash to ko di I'm serious about what I'm telling you ngam mi fote ngam okay say ko mi fote ila suggestion no nyanga ko mayata bakel ngamero wolo youth service ti ka kumandi wolo nimmo mo jita school janni kata dogo ke dawda ibe follow la wala to e sanji killing ke je dula dol banko dol bi je sanji fula ni bo ke kam fa ka ku jama karaje mecholu adin ko dol ten isaje mon mi yalon mo be manke ta office do ko la dol bulo makal fe molta ye wala no bay o fona se kenol but se jibero ke no ko wala because last time the last batch ni mo fona graduate no after the stadium of Balajere, Kabdame NYSS. So it's an ongoing thing. Awe kekani, but tumando mol minka volunteer kanana mpurka because amanke for seku. But coming at national level for na nase keno luat. Mi alonko dia kuya ni parete no for isita awo service okay. Ofana we kumayara. So ndakota.
Thank you, IGP. Yeah, said once again from Voice Out Digital. This is just a follow-up from what the minister just said about regarding the moratorium. So the judgment you said that was passed on Monday by Justice Bramajete. Inside that judgment, at the bottom of that judgment, the person was sentenced to death. And after section 28 of the criminal code said the minister should determine if the way in which the death penalty should be served. So can you tell us when there is this moratorium, how is this death penalty going to be exchanged? Is it going to be life imprisonment or it is going to be in another form?
The AG is called Mr. Dauda Jallo. The Solicitor General is Mr. Hussein Tomasi. They will willingly answer this question. I'm not from a legal point. Let me
help you with that. So when there's a moratorium, you can still be sentenced to death. It will not be executed. It means that legally you are sentenced to death, but you will not be killed. You will be on death row. It's a moratorium. I don't know if you understand my point. It is not commuted. It can be commuted only by law, I think the president has the power to commit it to a life sentence. But once it's not committed, you are still on death row, but the killing will not be executed until the moratorium is lifted. As long as it is not lifted, you will not be killed, but you'll be on death row.
Thank you.
Is that the final question, huh?
No,
the last question.
I have a follow-up question.
Okay, we have you and that's it.
So once again, my name is Edward Francis Dalia. So Dr. my question goes to you. Recently, we have seen that the president has pardoned over 100 criminals without disclosing their names. So when will their names be disclosed? Thank you.
Of course it is disclosed. It is gazetted. By law, all pardoned criminals, their names are gazetted in the public gazette. Go there, go to the public gazette where it is, you'll find their names there and the nature of their crimes.
So once again, IGP, as far as crimes are concerned, one of the crimes that really shocked this country was in late 2021 when a teenager by Marimeli was allegedly murdered in cold blood at a residence in Lamin. And that case attracted attention across the country. Activists were using hashtag #MyLife as so I'm sure. I want to know, it was not your time at the time, you were not in office, but I want to know, do you receive any updates about this case? Because up to this day, the family is mourning, everybody is mourning about this death, and we don't hear anything about her. I want to know if there is any latest update about the particular case. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I acknowledge and accept the fact that office is continuity. I was then heading the Gambia Immigration Department when that unfortunate and tragic incident occurred. Was it in Busumbala or in Lamin? I am not too sure of what I am coming to say, but I don't think any suspect was apprehended in that particular murder case. But please permit me to find out. Let me find out from my colleagues. I don't want to say anything that I'm not too sure of. All right? Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. No question for the IG? All right, thank you. Thank you, IG. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
So just to close this ceremony, I'd like just to say a few things. That the government of His Excellency, the President Adma Barrow, takes these cases very seriously. The safety of every citizen, not only those who are living within the territory of this country, but also every Gambian living abroad, is of utmost priority to the government of the Gambia. Our wish is for every citizen to live a safe life without being exposed to any criminal activity. That is our priority as a government. Therefore, every death, particularly if it's a young person, for us is a national tragedy. Just if one young person is killed, in the manner in which they have been killed, for us as a government is a national tragedy, and we take it very, 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 very seriously. That is why we are expending a lot of resources to support the efforts of the police. And the police are doing a fantastic job. Crime comes in two phases. Either you are able to prevent it, and where you cannot prevent it, solve it. And 100% all cases have been solved by the police. If there are countries where the suspects are still at large, go and look at the registry of committed crimes in those countries, suspect at large, suspect at large. Here, all suspects are apprehended within 48 hours. Whether it is armed robbery, whether it is manslaughter, the suspects are always apprehended by this. Means the police are doing a fantastic, it means the intel is working. But like you said, the police cannot prevent every single crime in this country. It is impossible. No country does it. Even countries that expend billions and billions of dollars and euros into policing cannot prevent every crime in their country. It's not possible. Particularly a resource-poor country like the Gambia. It's not possible. But what are the advantages and where we praise the police is that they're able to solve these crimes and able to apprehend the suspect within 48 hours. That's a very good turnover of solving crime. In fact, an excellent one for that matter. So we praise the police for doing a good job. And remember, crime is everybody's business. Crime prevention is everybody's business, and security is everybody's business. The schools have a role to play. These young people are in the schools. Let's ask, what are the schools doing to engage young people? They are from the homes. What are the homes? What are communities doing? The police alone cannot do this. All of us have to play a key role in making sure we prevent crime in this country. And we take these things very seriously. And like I said, I've heard people saying that we should bring back the death penalty. There is no empirical evidence to suggest that. Death penalty alone is a strong deterrent from people committing crimes. And remember, most of these crimes, like I said, are mostly impulsive, spur of the moment, where those who are the perpetrators don't even plan to do it when they wake up in the morning. It's a serious challenge for us as a government, and we are taking it very, very, very seriously to make sure that every Gambian live a safe life, free from crime. And that is our wish. And I think the community police is working, because we've seen the number, the statistics are there, statistics don't lie, that crime rates have gone down year to year. And remember also, from a sociological point of view, we have a young population. We have a very young population. Even in the home, when you have only teenagers in your house, sometimes, as a parent, you are struggling because they are teenagers. It's not an excuse, but sometimes we need to understand that as well. But as a government, my message is that the president takes these things very seriously. and is equally concerned about the recent fatal stabbings. And the police are doing a good job, and we need to support the police. All of us have to support the police. And like I said, we in the communities, if we see or suspect a crime about to happen, there's an emergency number, isn't it? To call, there should be a number we can call. Because if I say crime about to take place, who do I call? 996 888. But I also think that if you live in an area and there's a police station, get the police station, the number of the SO of that police station. So that is it. Mbokk yi li leen doon wax fii mooy ne gis nañ fan yëpp ñu ne am na ndaw yoo xam ne am na ñu si jàmpaaka ñu rey leen. Mu nekk li nga xam ne nag nguur gi mu jaaxal leen trop ñu am si li nga xam ne mooy naxaar. Parce que benn ndaw warta ñàkkee bakkanam si anam boobu noonu moo tax tey ñu isi ki nga xam ne moo jiite police mu ñëw waxtaan ak askan bi pour ne leen ne ngeen dal na askan bi dal bu kenn tiit parce que dañ dee dégg nit ñi di dem di wax ne Gambia uratut bés bu ne ñu ngi ree nit ñi comme ganaar loolu amut waaw am na ñi nga xam ne fan yi am na ñin si jàmpaaka ñi dee te ñun ñu ngi koo ñaawlu te ñu ngi koo naxarlu nguur gi moo tax lépp lu ñoo def pour gis ne jàppale police yi dooleel leen pour ñu mën a xeex li nga xam ne mooy crime nguur gaa ngi koo def waaw comme ni ko njiiti police bi waxee mooy ne police yi mënuñoo nekk fu nekk mënuñoo nekk si koñ bu nekk wala si kër bu nekk te réew yu bari yi moo xappul mooy si palaas yi liggéeykaay la di amee ak li nga xam ne mooy si kër yi ak si koñ yi waaye ñu ngi dem seen kéemtalaay kàttan pour gis ne bépp boo xam ne doomi réew mi nga ñu aar la si réew mi ba boo am benn jafe-jafe mi nga xam ne tey dañ la war a jàmpaaka wala ñu laa rey waaye li ma doon wax mooy ne comme que ñun nguur gi jël nañ ay matuwaay pour jàppale policier pour ñu mën a def seen liggéey pour aar doomi réew mi ñun tamit ñi nga xam ne ñoom ñooy doomi réew war nañoo mën a def dara parce que sécurité ñëpp suñ liggéey la. parce que xale yi nga xam ne ñooy dem di def yenn crime yi si kër lañ jógee ak si school yi kon ñëpp nañ jàppa waxtaan ak ndaw yi ñu gis ne réew mi suñu réew la su yaaxoo ñun ñëpp la moo yaaxal te su baaxee tamit ñun la kon di wax ne ñaawli nañ ko police bi ñëw na wax na pour dalal askan bi ne nag ñëpp dal bu kenn ragal Gambia tey soo seetee aduna bi yëpp ràññee nañ Gambia si réew yoo xam ne moo gën a uur si aduna si moo jàmm nga ne moo fi nekk kon ñun ñëpp ñu fexe ba gis ne jàmm bu noonu mu continuer ñu jàppale police yi jàppale suñ boppa foo dem nga gis ne xale yaa ngi ñëw commit crime foofu noonu nga jël ut police number nga call police yi nga ooleen noonu la ñu mën a jàppale police yi mbaɗigol ñin press conference nga mani min kama ñing lungol kono nga jele ko iko a fondinke dol mi alon ko yewol so muro la yefa akada kuti mi alon ko man sakunda yake kuti mi alon ko nga manindi la andum fana man sakunda ya muta very seriously bawo man sakunda la hammo wolon kaje ko banko dio banko din fo be gambe fo bantala banko kan ila Cairo ani la nyanto ani kaje ko fan la tanko wolon to la parade as a government wala police on ke sementu ya ani do ko jorango la pour kaje ko e se do ko keno nyama pour banko dingo be la tanko nsa bambandino bako police kunto ya fanya me ngap man nyambi prande banko dingo si kacha ka banko dingo ka tani la ko mo kana sila nka mo dol ka fasade ko no Gambia man koy lolu mol falo mon soto crime bedula beret dunia beret banko te dunia kono mi yalon koy ko crime tije amon soto woto ning crime be Gambia mbe nyanta ka de nga crime ning kele nga police ol de ma ngi sembentu ya nga kacha nindingol si kacha bawa dingol mil ka findi kata crime kamit e ka bo sol le kono e ka bo karam bon le fananto to be police ol de ma la nyame ka banko fanandi ma lon ning dingol le kacha so kono ning student so le kacha karam bon ba ko police kunto ya fo nyame ka fo ko mo kana sila Gambia hani kabi bi dunia kono ya sutelo ko bankol mi alon ko bi kayra bankolon anon tanko fanam bi janne odo pro tanko si continane o kayron to bele nyanda ka do nga police ol de ma pour kaje ko kayro sabati Gambia bankon kan ko police kunto ya fo nyameng bi police ol tarno la suwo kono nga police killing ke jam possible no wala mbeddol kan mbedde o mbedda police killing so bare biaji bi la community policing ani la patrol sol kaminke woka ku jamala dema katanko sabati Gambia bankon kan barata be kenola o de komin kerata mi alon ko fonnin kel mil so murola foy fata ambe duwale almane monin ka faro kele por kaje ko fanan ka bobi kata o sifa kana ke Gambia ko tenke ma fola fonnin kele ko mo kana lo wata into your own hand. Nobody should take the law into your own hands, and the law is very clear. And now we are going to have a zero compromise attitude on these things, on crime in this country. And I think the IGP has already discussed that with his team. Zero compromise. We cannot allow that to happen in this country. And the government will take all the measures necessary to ensure we protect our citizens. So the ningol me alon ko bi be kulubale ala sade ko tare ka mo le kala nga be mo rol fi na mo kulubale akole. Manya na kasowola as a responsible country. Odo police all mba tentula mba jala nata nyamen kanim banko ni kacha ke dalal ke la hakilo tankondi ka ko Gambia is safe nga doko ke nim police le doko ke banko dingol nim police do par kaje ko nga mansakunda dima pour katanko sa wadi Gambia kam. Members of the press, I thank you for this press conference. I hope all your questions have been well answered. And like I said, we appreciate your partnership, members of the press. The police IG cannot go and talk to every citizen in this country. So to communicate, we rely on you. You are the conduit between the government and the citizens. And you bring us news from the citizens, we also give you news to the citizens. So we thank you for your partnership. And IGP, thank you very much, you and your entire team, for your good job, and also for accepting our invitation, even though it was last minute. And I also thank the press for accepting our invitation, even though it was a last minute. I think we informed you this morning, and all of you came. It means that you also are patriotic and you take the issues of this country very seriously. So I thank you, and I thank my team from the Ministry of Information as well, for also in the last minute. I think I woke them at 5 a.m. this morning to say, make sure there's a press conference today, and the press conference did take place. So I thank you, and I hope to see you in our next press conference. Thank you.
Golle Fulbe TV la take golle moƴƴuɗe jogiɗen Fulbe TV